got time.
Just log in.
It is.
Oh, okay. If anybody has any better questions about ask, we're going to talk about the New Holland series today. Mainly the 268, 269, 273, 275, 310. Where they have this feeder track in them. The
Sean.
rollers. We now found a really good supplier for the rollers, way better than the C&H ones you get that come and they're kind of loose when you put them in, or they make noise when you roll them. Yeah, the new ones, we're not having that trouble. They run $45 a piece. So
Wait.
Rachel wants me to wait. So anybody that's
Well,
on
you're just
already,
going to have to we have one person. We're going to have to restate it.
It's probably Aaron.
Aaron said he might not make it on. He's heading to the restaurant.
Well, that's not right. Aaron, if you rewatch this video, you're being disciplined.
You're full of crap.
So, if you didn't invite me to the restaurant,
we're a little far away.
Well, he could have still invited. It's the thought that counts. So, any other questions? We're going to talk about this feeder. A lot of people have trouble getting these adjusted in, shimmed in. People just throw bearings on them, and that's not all you have to do. There's a lot to these feeder tracks. A lot. To keep them so they don't make noise, so they don't bind going down the track. So 310s, anybody owning one of them really ought to pay attention because they blow up because of the speed they run at. I got some people that don't have much trouble with the 310. It does eat hay really well compared to the 275 and the 273. But they are noted when they get wore, if you don't keep this feeder track snug, they explode very bad. So we're just waiting for more people to log on. If anybody's got any other questions, go ahead and ask. Rachel's there to read the messages. I'm going to show people how you change the bearings in these. Get a lot of questions on these quite a bit. Some people get stumped. They get frustrated with them. It's not that complicated. I'm going to break it down as easy as I can. We'll upload this video to make it easy for everybody. So
Aaron's on. A 425 feeder will not work in a 310 or 315. Ha ha ha.
Obviously, I think we discussed this before, but point well made there, Aaron. Point well made. By the way, Aaron, you'll have to watch the beginning of the video because you got mentioned in it. So keep you guys entertained. We're going to talk about this, and then we're going to go over to the Super 77. This baler we got in has some really good parts on it. We're going to do some update kits probably for the Super 77 to give them the meter-matic.
Ross said howdy.
Hey, Ross. How are you? Working on some of your favorites, Ross. New Holland feeder track, 268, 269, 273, 275, 310. So bearing replacement and adjustments. Has anybody got any questions on any other balers before everybody gets logged in and we get started? Still got a few minutes. This project involves a 5/8 wrench, a punch.
What size punch?
Just a punch. That'll fit the hole. And a bottle of MAP gas. So, yeah, it's pretty much all you need. And make sure your baler's cleaned out.
Ross said, not my favorite feeder.
No.
And Andrew says the thunder from down under is online. Good morning or afternoon, all. It is afternoon for us, Andrew.
Yes, we got some storm clouds rolling in. We might get rained off. But we're going to go over the New Holland 273, 268, 269, 273, 275, 310. Any of them that have this feeder track design, pretty much all the same. Changing bearings, adjusting it. Just going to go over the basics of it, guys. You got any other questions, you're welcome to call, text 607-846-5959. Bear with us. We get a lot of messages in a day. Anybody else got any questions? We're waiting. It's not quite 8 o'clock yet, Eastern Standard Time. This bearing seized right up. But these are decent balers, guys. They just really suck when they plug. They're kind of hard to get in there to unplug them. My favorite New Holland balers is either the Super 77, 77s. I like the 316, 311, 326. Not a big fan of the 565. I think they lighten them up way too much compared to the older models. I do like a 315 if it's the later serial number where the string is narrower on the bail, like the 273s. There are some 315s that they move the string farther out on the bail. I don't know whose idea that was to be fun, but if you have a 315, make sure you always measure the spacing on your needles before ordering a saddle. So, because they do put the string farther on the outside of the bail. Don't know why they did it, but they did do it. My least favorite models for New Holland is a 310 and 320. They blow up a lot.
Aaron says, not the BC series, question mark?
Nope. Not impressed. Not impressed. I like some of the 575s, but again, it comes down to you get a lot of inconsistent windrows. The auger baler still got the win. The only ones that confuse me that on bail squareness is I've seen a lot of success out of the 124, 224 Massies. Some of the 10s and 12 Massies, I don't know why they had some different lengths on the meter arms, on the spring tension on those for the feeder forks. They make a pretty decent bail in different windrows, but as a rule of thumb, guys, once an auger baler set up,
Andrew says, any 317s in the USA? We have a heap of them down here.
317s. No, I can't say. I think I've only saw one in my lifetime so far. And I think that was actually in Canada, to be truthfully honest. We got some pigeon problems. I guess we'll have to have a squab tonight for dinner. So, is everybody on?
There's 19. Let's get going.
Okay. Guys, on the feeder track, these are the bearings right here, the stud bearings. And what I do is I heat here on this. I get this good and warm. It's a 5/8 wrench, and this has already been loosened, obviously. And you just spin them out. Okay.
I think they might be the same as a 315 or 311.
Yeah, possibly. As you can see, thread this out. Everybody's like.
So Blake says, I'm new here. What's going on?
I'm working on a showing people how to change the bearings and adjust a feeder track. 268, 269, 273, 275, 310. Any of them that run the feeder track, a lot of people call it a go-kart track. Hay flows over, the fingers kick back, they take the hay in the chamber, and when they go back, they fold back again. It's good to make sure these are tight, they're not wore out, replace them. As you can see, I got a punch in this hole right here. This is supposed to have a cotter pin in it, like this one up here. If you see that cotter pin, you're supposed to have cotter pins in, guys, but if the threads on these are rusty, you will have to use a punch because a cotter pin will just shear off and it makes you a headache. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up the shank here, right where I got this cotter pin in. I'm going to heat this up down here on the base, and you're going to see me take this out. But the punch holds the shaft so you can get the wrench on there, because if not, it just turns in circles.
Are the rails poly on something for those?
No, they're metal tracks. The roller's right in. The new bearings we got now, guys, that are aftermarket, and they're really good bearings compared to the C&H, are $45 a piece. If everybody puts in an order, if the part number gets cheaper, the part does, we will take it off your shipping. But right now, we're trying to get more and more of these orders in for these bearings because they are holding up. They're way quieter, they're way stronger, and they're holding up way better than the C&H ones, which are, what, $78 a piece? So I just get a good and warm. As you can see the free all bubbling around the punch. That's usually pretty good warming off. The MAP gas does a pretty good job. You see they're in there. They rust in there, guys. And without that heat, it's really hard, and you almost strip the corners of the nut they have on that stud, and it's not worth it. A little bit of MAP gas makes the job a lot easier, guys, just heating it up just a little bit. Everybody asks me why I don't use a big torch, because sometimes you don't get adjusted right, you're heating, and next thing you know, you're making liquid metal. So the MAP gas is more than hot enough.
And they're easier traveling.
And my favorite penetrating oil of all is Freol or ZEP 45. Not a huge fan of PB Blaster. I've tried some Angry Farmer. A gentleman in Ohio got me some of that. It's all right, but I work on a lot of salt spreader trucks and stuff. Fertilizer wagons. Freol just really works well, so doesn't ZEP.
We're not sponsored either, but if they want to.
We're not being paid to sponsor any product. I'm just telling you what I prefer. And if you guys want some of this penetrating oil, let us know. We can ship some with your orders. So we do buy it at a local hardware store.
You can get it anywhere, honestly, though.
O'Reilly's, Napa.
They just came out with a new product called what?
Luball.
Luball, and it's really good trying to get in the plunger back in a baler.
And it was amazing. It made it just like sliding on glass. I want to try it on a few more balers first before I really say how great it is, but
Ross says Freol is awesome.
Yes, it is. Like I said, you can order it online too, guys. But if you have a Napa or an O'Reilly's, they carry it. I used to see it in AutoZone, but for some reason they stopped carrying it. So, what's the point of carrying something that actually works? So, probably wasn't enough profit margin for them. I don't grab that bearing, guys, because I just heated it. You can see how far it's come out.
You can see the steam off of it.
This is what the stud bearing looks like. A lot of times when you get one out, you can spray, because it's hollow down through there. You can spray in there, and you can get the other end, but a lot of times just heating them is the trick. I'm going to flip this around. The front feed forks are missing on this one, guys. It's mainly for demonstration. You guys got any baler questions to ask? Like I said, if it's rusted bad, guys, when I go to turn that, if I didn't heat it, it would shear that cotter pin right off. That's why I stick a punch in them sometimes if they're really locked in.
6 forks, 373 or 273 question mark.
6 forks, yeah. There's 2 tines missing on this one. The front 2 are out of this. This is a parts baler we picked up. As you can see, though, the side blocks are really nice shape on this. This feeder carrier is actually already committed and spoken for, so. Once I see some Freol bubble around where I sprayed it on the shaft, I know I got it hot enough. It doesn't have to be red hot, guys. They'll come out. Let's see how we make out with this one now. Yep. That one wasn't quite as tough as the last one, but because the problem is, if it's rusted in there, guys, and you put this open end wrench, you're going to round the corners if it isn't, if you don't heat it up a little bit to give it a chance to free up. As you can see, the cotter pin wasn't affected at all, which is really good. So, and while you're in here, always inspect your springs, your castings for any broken spots. And a lot of people over torque these bolts and they break off the ear of the casting. God, they only have to be snug, you know, like hand tight, you know, a little bit with a wrench just to hold that feeder tine in there. It's not that much pressure. Guys overdo it, and a lot of times it's because they they pull the feeder track out and they're using a 3/8 impact or something on them, and it usually breaks them right off. And no, I'm not reaching my fingers in there to grab that. I don't need 3-degree burns. It does, that MAP gas works really well. Okay, and we'll do the last one.
Don't bump the truck.
Just heating it up. Once I start seeing the Freol that I sprayed on there starting to bubble, that's down in between the nut and the threads, I know I got it warm enough. It's a simple MAP gas torch, guys. Burns a lot hotter than propane. This one freed up. Someone tried taking this one out before. I'll let these cool down and I'll take them out. The other side should be about cooled down because I already did those. Let's do some Freol. I don't know why it's such a good penetrating oil. Like I said, I am not a paid sponsor for them. I just really like their product. Everybody always asks me, you know, I work on a lot of rusted junk, and it kills bees really well, too. And I do get a lot of those. They don't fight fair. Usually more than 1 or 2 come out. Usually the whole family comes out and visits me. So, I don't mind anybody visiting me, but I don't like it when they bring the whole family with them. So, they don't fight fair. But okay. This carrier actually, Ross, is out of a 269, Super 269. That came in. It was a pretty rough baler. The paint looked good on it, but it had a bad day with the pickup head side. Somebody hit something with it, culvert in a driveway or something. Don't know exactly what it was. But we're removing the stud bearings. If you guys need new ones, R&S Ag Service, 607-846-5959. We're trying to get a big order in. They're $45 a piece now. And like I said, if we get a big enough order, we probably get the price drop down on them. If it does, I will take it off the shipping. It's all about trying to save everybody money, but I know New Holland gets 70-some bucks a piece. And there's some aftermarket ones on there, and when I tried them, I was not impressed. They were kind of loose when they showed up, and right there's that. You see that little stud? Always, when you guys put them back in, recommend anti-seize. The copper stuff, silver works fine too.
Sorry.
Oh. So, any questions? I would love to grab that and turn it out by hand, but as you can see, there's another one, stud bearing. So all you need is a 5/8 wrench, and remember, if the cotter pin's missing, you just stick a punch through, right through the hole, and that'll hold it, so it doesn't let it turn when you're trying to break them loose. If you think they're really stuck, take the cotter pin out, shove a punch through the hole, because it's hardened, and it'll hold up a lot better, because the cotter pin will shear off if that's really rusty. Okay. Alrighty. Push these out of the way. Really don't want to burn myself. This bearing's still pretty good yet. You can see this one's got play in it. And you can hear that. It's just, they're wore out. When you take the feeder out, guys, just smart just to redo the bearings, get new blocks. There's a side wear blocks. These are for stopping or for side wearing. You see the shims? When you guys put this in the cart back in the baler, you have to shim the blocks to stop it from having side play. There's a block on the other side there, Rachel will show you. You order the shims from New Holland. You should have some on yours, but a lot of guys take the shims out, put new blocks on it, and they don't care, and it does this all the way down the track. It just makes a mess of the rails. It's not the way it was intended. Anybody got any questions about this right now? This is for a 268, 269, 273, 275, 310.
Or if you have questions on any other baler, any other model.
That one rolls pretty easy too. Okay.
Lorenzo says, keep working hard, my brother.
Okay. Any other questions on this feeder track? I mean, so waiting for the new bearings to show up. We're going to redo it. But remember, guys, this is critical. These side wear blocks, you have to shim them, adjust them, and keep the track in the center so you don't get no side play. That is really critical.
Is there a trick to setting the forks so they don't break?
Why are they
keep
breaking?
It in the shed.
You keep it in the shed.
Bump.
Yeah. If the forks are breaking, that means you got something else wrong. I mean, the front forks, you got to make sure you order the right ones, because if they're too long, they'll stay in front, and then the plunger will hit them when they float by. Like when they float like this, if this isn't adjusted right, they will catch, literally. Or if you guys order it, there's a bracket on the 310s. See this piece here? There's a bracket that has two halves with 6 holes in it. It allows you to adjust your feeder track, either push the hay farther in or push the hay farther out. That is on a 310. A 310 bracket arms, the bearings are the same. So if you want to, you can get the bracket with the holes in it and update it to that where you can make it adjustable. Like if you're not getting enough hay and you get banana bales and say your fork's a little bit wore down, you can unbolt that bracket because they overlay and they have just little carriage bolts in them. You undo it and you move it ahead a set of holes, and that pushes it in another couple inches farther into the chamber. But any other questions? Like I said, if you guys need the bearings for these, they're $45 a piece plus shipping. If we get a big enough order in and they go cheaper, we'll take the discount off your shipping. Or if it becomes massive where we get a huge order, it will just not even charge shipping at all. So it depends on how big of our order we get for these bearings, see how many people need them. Like I said, we just did a test run, and the guy called back and absolutely loves it. The track, you don't even hardly hear it run. That's how much better the quality of bearing is compared to the one C&H runs. And there's some guys on eBay. Don't get me wrong, the bearings will work they have, but why not get something that's better? Something that lasts longer. And I don't know how long these are actually going to last, but the bearings are out of a better company, and they stand behind their product. So if we have a problem, I'm pretty sure they're going to send us replacement bearings. But so far, been great products. I bought some bearings from other stuff from them. So far I've been happy, but, not going to promote them yet until we get a lot more field testing. But just to let you know, I can get those better bearings, $45 a piece plus shipping. Call 607-846-5959, RNS Ag Service, Rachel, me, or whoever's answering the phone at the time. Send a text message. It's better, guys. When you send a message, please send your full name, your address, so when the girls get to you, they can put you in the system. We know what part you're looking for. So when you say yes or no to the price of the part and the shipping, we've already got your info and an email address. We send you an invoice. Parts are on their way. So it's a lot easier for us.
You pay off the link, and then once it clears, we ship parts the next day.
So we'll come over to this.
Wait, you gotta tell them your spiel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video.
Like, share, and subscribe the video, guys. If we hit 9,000 subscribers,
There'll be a surprise.
There'll be a huge surprise. I'm going to put a bunch of the videos that I normally sell will be uploaded for free. I'm going to do another timing video for this Christmas for a gift. I'm not going to tell you what color it's going to be for, but it'll be a timing video. It'll be free to all the farmers that own that model baler. I'll do one, probably do one every Christmas till we get all the models covered. I don't care if it's the oldest baler from 1943, the Arthur Young baler on up through. So, by the way, spoiler alert, the Arthur Young baler and all the way up to the 77 don't need to be timed. So, they're a self-timing baler. Really, really nice design. They stopped making that because they can't sell parts if they don't break stuff. So on the Super 77s, this is called Metermatic. I'm going to start making these kits. As you can see, this is different than most 77s have the fingers you adjust out. So we're going to make this bracket, this wheel. We're going to make this arm. And you're going to have to update this arm. So it'll be this bracket all the way down through here to the bottom. So we're going to make all this stuff new again. I'm taking this one off here. Anybody that's interested, let me know, because that's going to determine how many of these I get made, and it'll probably help
Price cost.
price cost on a lot better if we do multiple pieces. But we're going to get them CNC cut, freshly done, better grade steel. I really don't like it how New Holland's meter arms, if you guys all own them, they are soft steel and they wear out fast. I'd rather wear the friction disc and not my meter arm. So we're probably going to go a grade heavier steel on this.
You'll regret that.
Yeah, I probably will. I regretted it with the international kits. I went harder and thicker on the tension plates, and they are a bear to put in. So, but they last longer. So for the little frustration you get, the longevity's there. Let me know if anybody's interested in the Super 77 update to go to Metermatic. This allows you to make any bale size, and it keeps the bales almost perfectly the same size. Because of the other meter wheel, if you're baling fast and you get a 6-inch slug, well, you just took off 2 inches off the next bale because that meter arm has a crank on it and just keeps tripping it. This one here, when it hits the opening, no matter how much it turns, when it resets, you're getting a brand new length on the bale that's exactly what you have it set for. That's why all the balers have this today. It's called Metermatic. So, bale tension. The older meter wheel works fine if you're baling consistently, you're not pushing the baler. But we've all had that incident. Rain's coming, you get the hay in. You don't want one bale 4 foot and the next one 3 foot. You want to keep them consistent. This is why New Holland went to this. This is why everybody goes to this. It's called Metermatic. So, oh, what's that?
Go to the next part.
This here, guys. These are rare. These are stainless steel bill hooks. They are not chrome plated. Thinking about getting these remade because I don't run into them very often. So, really, really nice. This baler has been setting outside for years. Years and years. Zero rust. Lots of old grease on them. And, yeah. I'm thinking about getting the bill hooks made. So the bill hook for a New Holland is smaller than the shaft size is smaller than the John Deere. They're the same length. Everything else is the same. So we're thinking about making a large batch of stainless steel bill hooks, New Holland, and just offer a speedy sleeve to go over the bill hook shaft to make it fit the John Deere's to save on production costs. Instead of having 2 different bill hooks, let's just make one and get it over with, and it'll fit both balers. Just like the update that's coming, spoiler alert, I am designing a knife for the wiper arms on John Deere, New Holland, Oliver, don't matter. It's going to be adjustable, and it's going to take a zip knife razor blade insert. So no more worried about sharpening the knives, no more buying the dealer knives. You can go right to the store, buy a zip knife blade, put it in, and you're done. So the design's not completely finished yet. We're working on it, but once it comes out, guys, I'm making things so you can buy them at the local hardware store. What?
Did you see Andrew's comment?
No.
What about Aaron's New Holland 77 video?
Yeah, well, Aaron's not here right now, so.
How do you know? He might still be listening.
Aaron could be listening, but he's physically not here.
You're full of it.
So, you're a little close. I respect personal space here.
You're on a video.
So, but anyways, anybody got any questions? I'll answer a few questions while we got some time here. If you look in the background, Rachel will show you it's getting ready to rain here. So I'm gonna pick up a few things to get them cleaned up. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, let me know.
They want the 77 video.
That's fine. Aaron has to get out here for it. Well, anybody else got any other questions about balers and stuff? Let me know. We'll be here for a few more minutes. But the Metermatic, hopefully everybody wants to update their Super 77s to that. We're trying to come up with a different trip mechanism for the 77s to make different bale sizes other than 4 foot and 2 foot. So, good to go.
It's still frozen. It doesn't say it's loading.
It's over there. Over there. Closer to the Wi-Fi. You bring it up?
No.
Because Chucky called. Is it freeing up? You'll do something. Touch at the top, refresh. Touch at the bottom. Back.
No.
Just redo it.
Exit.
Just exit. Just exit.